So favorite hedgehog hunter from the Yokai Elimination Squad. Sonic Frontiers. There's a lot of things for me to say on this game, but only so much since the game isn't exactly out yet. So, of course, with the fake Sonic community that is out there, and the reason why I say fake is because a community supports one another and takes a very civil and, a very easy way of handling situations that we can work through, but this community doesn't do that. So it's a very fake Sonic community. So of course they already have some harsh words for a couple months of this game being shown. The only thing I'll give them credit for is that the advertisements and the marketing wasn't as great, but later down the line they had picked it up. In the beginning, well, not so great. But I've never really cared what people have had to say about it. I just noticed, put it into my head as evidence of all these people, what they say. So the thing is that what I can give the game is an honest 8.5 out of 10 without having to play it. After I play it, I'll give my final actual score. But I personally believe that IGN and other people will give it like 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5. Those are on scores. The lowest I see this game getting is a 6. And I already know what people are going to say. They're going to be like, no, this game's going to be like a 5 or 4. Y'all crazy. Y'all mid. Whatever, stupid, self-entitled term they come up with now. So, this comes from just the open world that we're seeing, where in the earlier videos that they did show off, you could tell it wasn't polished and things had to be worked on. So, we know they were going to do that too. And then later, they show that off, and it's like, oh, but, after the later videos came around, you definitely saw that it was actually looking even better. So, but you can already tell what those responses were going to be. So, the thing is that when, now, like, I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect game. It's not perfect. But you damn well know you're not going to catch me being a fraud saying that it's going to be terrible. But then when it comes out, you're going to be like, oh, like all these other fake fans out here, like, oh, I always believed it was good and I supported it right from the beginning. I was just being a little skeptical. You can't blame me for that. No, we literally can, because there's people who are being skeptical, we can understand, because they're being a little bit. There are people who just hit it, shit on it, and then you want the attention to say you always liked it, which you didn't. So there's that. But now, from all the footage that we've been seeing now, lately, especially in the recent few weeks, we're going to be going over that. So the most important thing that I want to go over is how beautiful this number is right here. The literally ability to change how Sonic is handled through the movements and speed. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to tell me that the controls are ass when the game comes out, that means that your settings are ass. It's plain as day. Okay, like, we've seen that you can change this, you can change all the different types of things that make Sonic move and the control. And I think that's an amazing thing for them to do. They're giving you the way to play the game. And if they do this for the future of all the Sonic games, how Iizuka has been saying that, it's a big ass thing. So now the only reason that this can go south though is the way they do the coding, and if the coding doesn't exactly register in the back, I was gonna say in the background, no. If the coding doesn't register of how high you put it, or how low you put it, or how in the middle you put it, because sometimes that has happened, and that's the only thing I can literally see as being an issue. That they don't get the coding right while implementing it with the settings of how high, low, or how in the middle you put it as. But otherwise, now I'm super happy that this was included in. Now, the next part I want to get to is that the way the open world is, and that you can literally see how this is what the main game is focused on. You've heard a lot of other Sonic tubers say it and everything else, and I'm going to say the same thing to me as an actual hedgehog myself. There is literally what I shall tell you that these worlds are what it's all about. This is the main focus of the game, and I am so happy about it because it's just something that I've always wanted to see, which I'll come around to that again. But so we confirmed that, like, thank God, because without this, my ass was still thinking we were only going to get ever like 2 islands, but we confirmed that there was 5 islands, and that is fantastic. And we have to go over this because it has to be said. Which has been said by Sonic Team and Iizuka themselves, this game focuses on the islands, like I just said. And if you don't like that, well, sucks to be you, my guy, because that's what the game is. But we're all talking.
Oh, damn!
From all these clips we have seen, it's like a dream come true. That's what I've been saying. Like, that's what I just said. The dream come true is amazing for me, okay? Because one thing after playing so many Sonic games of linear levels and kind of like, besides Sonic Unleashed where we had the hub worlds and it was fun to literally like just walk around, but you couldn't really speed around. You could just walk around. But Sonic Adventure did allow us to literally, you know, spin dash around and run around through the type of hub world. And that's where we're kind of getting. We're kind of getting that Sonic Adventure vibe where, like, when you think about SA2, it came back to more open type levels, which is great. But now we get to explore these massive, big islands, you know, all 5 of them. And my thing is that what I've always wanted after a while was to have a Sonic game like Sonic Adventure, but you could just run massive amounts. There wasn't any real limitations. Obviously, there's going to be some, you know, you jump off, go into the water, you're not going to do that, but you can't do that. But like literally, from all the land and everything, you can run around, go on these things, adventure around, and just run a Sonic. Like, I'm telling you personally, for me, after I destroy the story mode and do all the side missions and basically 100% the game, half of the time I'm going to open up this game again, and I'm just going to want to run around. And now I get the ability to do that with Frontiers, and to me, I've always wanted this. So, this is a big thing for me. Like, I'm so happy about it. It makes me so damn happy to have the fact of we get to have a freedom like that and move around. So, the next thing is that the action/battling system with Inside Frontiers. So again, from all the new videos we've seen, that we can definitely, you know, thank the people from Gamescom from releasing out there. I know they kind of did a little bit too much doing with that whole save glitch thing that they found to basically go even further in the game. A little bit too much, but for the videos we have, thank you to the people at the Gamescom. So big shout out to them. So we get to see all these types of attacks, which may be unusual for people who've played the other Sonic games and everything like that. But if we go into Sonic Battle, Sonic Advance, you know, all these types of things that, well, I shouldn't even really say Sonic Advance, I don't know why I'm saying that, but Sonic Battle, and sorry to say it, y'all, but Sonic Boom, we know that Sonic can literally kick, do types of different things like that. It's like, it's there. We've seen it. You know, like, it's not impossible for Sonic to do these things at all. I don't know why people say it is, but what I'm really down for is the fact that, and now a canon Sonic game is going to show that Sonic can do more than just spin dash and homing tap from the other games, besides from the games I just named. So, do remember though, that the biggest thing that we can see here, that Sonic's doing his whole Chaos Blast energy, that kind of looks like Vegeta's attack, which I know people are making that all meme around, but we do remember that Sonic does carry Chaos energy inside him. I mean, for heaven's sake, even in the Sonic movie, right? Inside the Sonic movie, you literally see the people state in the book, not in the Sonic movie itself, but the Sonic movie book, you literally see them state that he has Chaos energy within him. Okay, it's literally in there when you get the little novel from the first Sonic movie. But because it's not also shouted to do that, because you remember, literally Sonic can also do Chaos Control. It's just that they go up on the fact that Sonic does like running more and doing all that stuff. He likes more of the running action and everything. Because people say like, oh, if he could do this, why didn't he do this before? It's like, because Sonic likes messing around with his opponents. Sonic likes being the thing like that. And it's like, when you really think about it, if Sonic used all the Chaos energy and practiced it and learned it, yo, the fights wouldn't even be that long. Because we see what Shadow does. He wrecks the floor with people with like Chaos Spear, Chaos Blast, and you know, all these types of things that he does with Chaos energy. So it's great to see that. And what I do want to say though about some of these attacks is really cool. Let's go over the fact that in this video here, you clearly see that Sonic's doing from the Sonic movie, how he's literally just going do, literally just ping-ponging off the enemy. And I was really glad to see that this detail was taken from the Sonic movie and with visual representation and put in here. And then it was just really cool to see that. So another one is like, besides the whole Chaos Blast energy, this like cycle loop thing that you see kind of reminds me of like the beginning of the Sonic Tornado from Sonic Heroes that he would do. And when you see that, it kind of reminds you of it, but it's more just like he's creating like almost kind of like a sonic boom for Guile, and he's just spinning around it. And I really love the detail of the sound effect that makes it you really hear it. It sounds really fucking cool to me, for me. But again, the way these attacks are and the way how detailed they're giving them, sure, it looks weird at first, but we're gonna get real used to it. And that's the like greatest thing about it. I think the attacks are really well. Some of them kind of look a little weird. I could say the thing where he like flips around, does that, kind of a little over exaggerated and stuff like that. But again, we've seen so much through the Sonic series. What's more to the point? For me, I will get used to those wonky ones, but I do like most of the attacks. I like the detail in them. It's amazing. It's gonna be great. So, what I can say next is that the story, because the way the story is coming to look like, is coming to be one of probably a really good Sonic story, is what I can say. I don't want to say the best because I have to play it. But what it looks like is that we're really getting to the point, and the fact that we're getting like Sonic comic writers, okay? You know, it's like you can't beat that at that point. Like when we get them in, we know they're gonna give us a very serious story. And we haven't had a serious Sonic story in a hot minute. Alright? I know we've had them, we just haven't had them in a hot minute. And my thoughts on it is that it's not going to be like, oh my god, 10 out of 10 like Archie comics, even though like Ian Flynn's writing and all that shit. But we know for the fact that it's going to be such an amazing type story that we can appreciate. Not the best probably, I don't know yet. But my thoughts is going to be, it's a good, deep story that's going to have very serious elements to it. Roger Craig Smith is probably going to be doing a big job from the clips that we've heard so far and seen, but I'm telling you right now, I've liked Roger Craig Smith, and we know that the writing was holding it back, and this is going to take hold of that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on the story part about it. But I'm just really happy that it's going to be something pretty damn good that we haven't seen in a bit. So, and the thing is, like, before I end this video, the last part I want to address that I don't care about it, but I want to address it for the people that you know that they do, it hurts them because they care about it. I don't care what people say to me. I really don't. Never did. It's never been my forte. And as a hedgehog, we ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? So what I can clearly say though is that the literal hate that people produce out of nowhere, it's pretty sad. You know? Because you guys just do it for attention. You guys don't even believe half of what your hate is. Okay? Now I know some of them have an actual hate, and they express that much better than half of these other people what they say. Because a lot of people within this community, this fake ass community, are literally just grabbing for attention, then try to play off like they're the best Sonic fan that's ever lived. Which you're not. Because Sonic fans would take off Sonic's character, you know, learn from him, since they quote unquote say, oh, he's like my hero, I look up to him and everything. Okay, usually when a hero, you look up to the way they wrote him and the way the lessons that he teaches, these life lessons. And Sonic is never one to literally hate, okay, on people, unless it's just like him just joking around and everything, but never to seriously hate just to make a person feel bad. No, like what the fuck? So it's like, why are you doing it? But again, like I said, I know y'all are doing it because you have low self-esteem. You think yourself entitled and that people actually give a shit about your opinion. But what we should be doing is not caring about their opinion. Don't respond. Block them. So easy to do. But you know why we can't? I realize some people can't block them. Because you can't block them because you need the fans for your money. Okay? We all know this. If you don't have a lot of fans that are watching, that follow you, look at your videos and everything, even if they're haters, then you're gonna get shitted on. with it comes to the money part. You're getting shit on already, but you got to do it for the money. But the best thing I can tell you is just ignore them, because that's the best thing to do when it comes to the hate that comes within this community for so many years. So, sorry, let me rephrase, fake ass community. So, but anyway, that's pretty much that I wanted to go over on my feelings on Frontiers. That in the end, to me, so far I think it's gonna be like an 8.5 out of 10 game. I'll give my personal opinion after I've played it, and I'm just really, really happy on it. Stoked about it. Can't wait for it to come out. And gonna be streaming it a lot. So besides liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel, you can see my Twitch at Yuichi2B/ Twitch. That's what it is. And I'll put it below on the link. But let me know in the comments how you're feeling about Sonic Frontiers. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'm all for it. And we also have a community Discord, which I'll put in the link as well on the comments below on the description. That can't speak on there. So yeah, but that's pretty much what I want to say about it. So nobody tell me that you weren't saying this before. Where were you? This is it right now. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.